Year 6, I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to have a quick reading lesson. Before we get started, you might want to pause the video and grab yourself a sheet of paper and a pen. Okay, let's get warmed up. I'm going to say a word and you're going to pause the video and write the word class and a definition of the word. Get ready? The first word is greatest. Hopefully you're right. Greatest is an adjective. It's actually the superlative of the adjective great, and it has a couple of meanings. It's used in maths, as you know, to mean the heaviest or the largest in a group of objects or numbers, or it could be used to mean the best or most successful at something. Next word. Are you ready? It's cyclist. So cyclist is a noun, and as you definitely know, a cyclist is a person who rides a bike. Okay, the next word. Unthinkable. You're right, unthinkable is an adjective and it means an unimaginable situation or an event. So if something's really hard to kind of comprehend and kind of picture, you might say it's unthinkable. Okay, the last one. Autobiography. Autobiography is of course a noun, because it's an account of a person's life that's been written by that person. It's the opposite of a biography, which is an account of a person's life that's been written by somebody else. Now our brains are warmed up, let's get started. I know a lot of you have been getting on your bike and going cycling during lockdown, so I'm going to read you a short autobiography of a cyclist called Beryl Burton, who, despite our matching surnames, isn't related to me. The account is from this lovely book, which is called Women in Sport, and it's by a lady called Rachel Ignatowski. Beryl Burton, cyclist. Beryl Burton is one of the greatest cyclists in history. She dominated the sport for 25 years as the British best all-rounder. She won 7 world titles and 96 titles in her native UK. She paid her own way and, as a woman, received little recognition from the British public and press. But she didn't care. She was dedicated to being the best in the sport she loved. Now let's have a look at those two phrases, paid her own way and received little recognition. What do they mean? Give it some thought. It suggests that Beryl didn't get any financial support or sponsorship because she was a woman. It also suggests that the public and the media didn't pay her amazing success any attention because she was female. Let's carry on. Beryl Charnock was born in West Yorkshire in 1937. As a teenager, she worked at a tailoring firm where she met Charlie Burton, who introduced her to cycling. She married him at 17, and he supported her throughout her cycling career by serving as her bike mechanic and caring for their daughter. Beryl started competing in the British Best All-Round annual cycling time trials, in which a cyclist had a certain amount of time to bike as far as possible. In 1959, Beryl won it for the first time, and she won every year until 1983. She was Britain's fastest woman. In 1967, Beryl did the unthinkable. She broke a men's speed record. During a 12-hour time trial, Beryl closed in on Mike McNamara, who was about to break the world record, but Beryl was too quick. She casually offered him a sweet as she passed him, then pushed on to set the new world record, biking 446 kilometres. Her record stood as the fastest for both male and female cyclists for 2 years, and is still the women's distance record today. What word in this section tells us that the cycling time trials were held just once a year? That's right, annual. Now let's have another look at those 2 clauses that I've underlined. She casually offered him a sweet as she passed him, then pushed on to set the new world record. What impression do those clauses give us of Beryl? I thought it gave us the impression that Beryl was trying to show that women cyclists could be as good, if not better, than male cyclists. Her casual, relaxed attitude gives us the impression that she's almost mocking the people that have ignored her success. What did you think? I'll carry on again. In 1968, Beryl cycled 100 miles, 161 kilometres, in 3 hours and 55 minutes and 5 seconds, setting a new women's record. She kept setting new speed records for 10 miles, 16 kilometres, 25 miles, 40 kilometres, 30 miles, 48 kilometres, and 50 miles, 80.5 kilometres. Throughout her career, she also raced internationally, winning the UCI Road World Championship twice and the UCI Track Cycling World Championship 5 times. Burrell won her last title in 1986 and continued to compete for the rest of her life. She actually died on her bicycle while riding in her neighbourhood, suffering a cardiac arrest in 1996. She is now remembered as one of the fastest women ever on 2 wheels. She sounded amazing, didn't she? I've actually got a quote from her daughter. Her daughter, Denise Burton Cole, who was also a champion cyclist, said she had just had her own ideas of what she was going to do, and she did it. Nothing stood in her way. Nothing stood in her way. What does that tell us? Give it some thought. I think it tells us that Beryl was a determined and resilient lady. I think it suggests that through her cycling career, she had many obstacles put in her way, but she got through them and fought hard to be the best that she could be. She aspired to be brilliant, and she was. What an inspiring athlete. I'd like you to research an inspiring athlete too. They could be a gymnast, a cricketer, a swimmer, a footballer, a surfer. The list is endless. And once you've found someone, I'd like you to write a short biography about them. Use the same structure as Beryl's biography: past tense, formal register, chronological order. And as always, can't wait to see what you get up to. Take care. Bye.